Now it's time for Open House, sponsored by Pyramid Heating and Cooling.
You know, home security has been one of the most common questions I'm getting here on Around the House Northwest, and I had to bring in my expert. Tomas from Deep Sentinel, brother, thanks for coming on Around the House Northwest, man.
This is awesome. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, this is exciting, and you guys have changed how home security works, and you know, I could say that as a user for over a year now. I've absolutely loved the system, and you guys keep making it better and better and better.
Yeah, we're definitely different than what's out there in the industry, specifically when you look at what most people typically purchase, which is traditional security systems. They are reactive, and we take it up a notch. We're proactive.
Absolutely. So let's talk about it for people that don't know anything about this system. You know, I mean, you've got the latest generation out right now with cameras, but let's talk about just what a homeowner would expect with this, or even somebody that's got a small, you know, maybe a small light commercial building or something.
Yeah, so the TLDR version of it is that we simply provide 24/7 live guards through your cameras. The extended, maybe condensed version of that is we have a perfect sync between AI and human guards that practically prevent crime in real time. And that extends just beyond preventing home break-ins. It prevents package thefts, attempted car break-ins, loitering, vandalism, even if it's just someone that is doing anything suspicious in the front of your property, which is a home or commercial building. So as I mentioned at the beginning, is we're light years ahead in terms of these old traditional alarm systems, which are just very reactive. We're very proactive. We see everything that's going on in front of your property, and we'll engage real time, and we contact police within seconds.
And see, that's what's great. I mean, you know, the traditional alarm system out there, by the time the alarm company gets notified, there's a broken window or door has been kicked in, right? And then you're trying to figure it out by, oh, there's an alarm code on door 3, and there's no other information that the police have by the time the alarm company decides that it's a real event and they decided to call the police.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't say it any better. I mean, granted, any security system is better than none, right? But like you mentioned, an alarm goes off, that alarm company has no indication of what's going on. So it does cause not only issues for the property owner, but it also causes issues for the police because they have no indication of what they're showing up to, and it could endanger the police and most likely could endanger the homeowner if they are home. There are a lot of cities that will not respond to alarms, apparently because of it, they're riddled with false alarms. I mean, there's plenty of reports out there. The Justice Department did it. Department of Justice did it. It's 95 to 98% of alarms are false.
What I think is really cool too is if you've got a neighborhood, and we have neighborhoods here in our area that have this problem where, you know, there's homeless camps and there's a bunch of crime going on, and I think that if the neighborhood can get together and put in a system like yours, that all of a sudden you've got multiple houses where somebody comes in there and starts scoping houses, and they're just going to go, wow, this is too hard of a neighborhood to be in to try to commit a crime, and they're going to move on to an easier target.
Yeah, I mean, it's we don't get repeat offenders. I mean, once they know that they're being watched and they're being engaged upon, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah, and that's great. And then you guys have come up with a bigger system now with these cool little computers and cameras and stuff that, man, if you've got a larger business or more of an estate or a larger house that you want to have that wired in security, it seems that can handle it as well.
Yeah, the bread and butter of what we do is the service, is the human element, the live guard. And we do that through 2 different camera systems. You either go wireless or you go PoE, which is power over Ethernet.
Yep.
And if you have a large warehouse, a large commercial building, especially when range is of concern and how you power these cameras, PoE does the trick.
Yeah, it's great because with metal buildings and things like that, Wi-Fi is not a friend sometimes. It loves to bounce off, and the PoE is the way to go because it's all wired. You don't have to worry about, we had a bad connection that day. The wired is kind of like the bulletproof way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Wireless is great for traditional home. It's easy to set up. As I know that you have a system yourself. I mean, the first camera that you put up, takes maybe 15 minutes and you're live.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with the wireless for, a typical home. But for a large, very large property, yes, to your point, you have to be concerned about the wireless range and how you're going to power these cameras. So, PoE has that stability.
And then you've got that computer, processing power behind it, because of course at that point, you're probably not doing 2 or 3 cameras like you would a typical home. Now you're probably talking a dozen cameras around the place or more, right?
Well, that AI plays a big role on how we prevent crime and how we are able to reduce the cost of our service significantly. Because when you think about it, the next best thing is paying someone to stare at a monitor 24/7. You have to pay them on a per hour basis. On a monthly basis, that can get into several thousands of dollars, where we're able, on average, our system runs about $200 a month.
What I do like about your service as well is you could put a camera going onto your driveway. So if you're going out, if you're working early in the morning or late at night, you've got somebody watching you walking out towards your car.
That's the beauty of the system, right? I mean, on a nightly basis, we're preventing car break-ins. On a nightly basis, we're preventing catalytic converter thefts.
Right.
They're way up. Anyone trying to hop your fence. Anyone, even for commercial buildings, if you've got someone vandalizing, putting up graffiti, or just hanging out, maybe a couple hours before you open business to a lot of customers, I mean, we're able to shoo them off the property.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I've got so many friends that are electricians out in the Portland area here that are so tired of their businesses getting broken into because you've got people going in trying to steal wire, right? And rolls and rolls of it. Why go have to steal it out of a building when they can go grab 500 feet out of a business? And
Right.
it's the same kind of thing. That break-in is happening, and I've been, quite frankly, sending them your direction because it'll give them a chance of stopping that before the crime happens.
Yeah, we're rolling out some pretty exciting features here shortly. We've got some newer products that are currently in beta. Smoke bombs, pepper sprays, much louder decibel speakers. So in those cases where someone is not listening or just wants to ignore, and in very rare instances, we're able to set off smoke bombs and pepper sprays to further deter them from stealing any items.
Wow, that is cool because that'll solve that 1 hour wait time for a police force to show up because they're understaffed. That you guys could actually give that homeowner or the property owner a fighting chance.
Yeah, I mean, granted, that's something I didn't mention at the beginning is that when we're calling in, it's a verified crime in progress compared to your traditional alarm system. Like we mentioned, they have no indication of what's going on. So we're able to relay over really crucial and important information. I mean, there's a big difference with a traditional alarm system calling the police and be like, hey, an alarm's been going off. We call the homeowner. They're not home. Can you please show up?
Yeah.
The police know that 98% of the time when they show up, it's false.
Yeah.
And even if it's legit, they have no indication of what they're showing up with. Whereas Deep Sentinel, there's a 6'2" white Caucasian
with
wearing
tattoos.
a red hat, red shoes, tattoos. There's another individual right around the corner. He's holding a gun. I mean, it makes a huge difference in the way that police engage and respond.
And that is great. That is great. So what's the best way to people to track you down? Because I know we've got people's attention out there, and I want people to take a look at this as a security option for their place.
DeepSentinel.com. DeepSentinel.com.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming on the show today, man. This is great, and hopefully we can prevent some crime out there and give people a little bit safer place to live.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.